Live from the apocalypse. Welcome.
That's sick.
Welcome. Anybody with nice teeth is a celebrity to me. This is State of the Game. And I am Daniel Olney, founder of OnlyFans. You're welcome. You know, I democratized the sex work. You're welcome. But you can thank me later. I am joined as I am every single week, relentlessly. We are like 140 something episodes in. There's podcasts that have been going so much longer, who have so much less episodes because we are less too much content. But so my co-host every week, he has a closet full of sarcastic MAGA hats that are red with like make Costco great again, make Blazers great again. He's like that guy, Hey Dickie, thank you for joining us.
That was a good one. That was a good intro.
Great again. So I appreciate you. And we have with us someone who admittedly sits for long enough that he grows a bubble butt. We're talking about Love Ulysses.
Oh, I knew that bar was gonna come and haunt me. That's funny as hell.
He doesn't want it though.
He doesn't.
I don't. Yeah,
but he accepts.
Yeah, I accept it. I accept being a thick man. I hope ladies like thick men. Fuck it. That's all I hope for. I want to be the first thick man video vixen in like a Cardi B video.
Yeah, that's possible.
Oh, that's funny. I'm laughing at my own joke. I'm sorry.
That's it. So yeah, I mean, this is Kay. I'm so glad. This show, Love Ulysses, is just me showing my friend Keith cool music, right? That's really what
that's sick.
It's just I listen to a lot of shit. I love it, and I want my friend Keith to hear it. And I desperately wanted my friend Keith to hear you. So this is really cool to be able to do this and book this. Because I feel like you are one of the most unique properties in this underground space.
Thank you. I accept it.
An artist that is beyond a singular definition. If somebody's like, "What kind of music is this?" I'd be like, "Just listen to Big Ad Dog and talk to me."
Bruh, because I definitely tried to like pick a genre when I was a teenager, and I sucked at all the genres I picked at. I tried to be a Raider Clan nigga. I sucked at that. I tried to be a drumless loop man.
Ooh,
I was ass at that too. So I just do what makes me laugh.
What was the turning point for you where you were just like, screw it, I'm just gonna do whatever I feel?
It was actually probably 2021, like with the I don't know if Dan just told you about my EP series from that year, but I was doing this EP series called 2-Pack, and that was kind of like the turning point, because it was like I got tired of like trying to make an album because I didn't know what the fuck I sounded like, you know what I mean? It stressed me out because I was like, I felt like I had to fit like within one of those archetype of like which type of album I'm making. Like if I'm trying to make a Droog album, or if I'm trying to make like a Kendrick album, somewhere in between. And like kind of in there, I realized like, oh, all these shits are part of my DNA. Like, so I have no choice but to like honor my shit, like honor my fullness. And that's kind of what the 2-Pack shit was.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, it was, and that is why, like, when I was like, I'm going to talk to Love Ulysses, what is it going to be about? It's got to be about self-development, right? Because you weren't really a part. It's not like you were clicked up with people that took over the world, right? And you're Capadonna. Like, that's not your story. And so you really like sat there yourself and developed yourself at your speed. And the 2-Pack series, that's how it felt. The 2-Pack series felt like you taking up all the artistic space you needed to
Mhm.
figure out where you wanted to be and what you wanted?
Kind of, yeah, I'd say so. Like the weird thing about the 2-pack series that I don't think I've ever really like said like out loud or anything, like that shit was birthed from like a really bad breakup that I went through. Like if you listen to Carrying Palms, it's like kind of sort of, but not really a breakup song, right? And then I realized like I gave up so much of myself and that shit that I just like I made the first 2-pack. I was like, oh damn, I bet I could make another one. and then fucking 2-pack 2, I was like, I started to get like really fucking sentimental about everything I was doing. And then it did kind of just, after I got over like the dramatics of like how I experienced some things, it naturally turned into like me just making enough creative space for myself that I can.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great description. I mean, it makes sense, Ken. You remember when we were doing the year-end show, and I was like, look, I'm tired of my own rules, and I'm tired of excluding EPs in this album. It's just going to be projects. Like, sometimes you have to change the rules of what you're doing to get where you want to be. And, like, he was sitting there, like, stressed out on how his album should sound. And he's like, not an album, 2 songs.
Yeah, exactly. Like it eased up, it made the shit fun again. Like I've tried to make an album since I have like 2 prior like practice mixtapes, like shit that I shouldn't show anybody anymore, but they're still uploaded. And so like I've had those, but like the I've been trying to make an album since 2019, and I just couldn't do it. Like I've scrapped 2 so far, and like that 2-pack shit just like helped me realize like, oh, I'm not acid being an engineer. I'm not acid rapping and making beats and shit. So like, it's like cool. Now I can do it. I can definitely do it now.
Right. And how many 2-packs series did you do?
I did 10 of them things.
Oh wow.
Releasing 20 songs in 1 year is not entirely ideal. I'm not gonna hold you. Like in the way I was like releasing 10 songs, doing all the cover art and shit, and like you got a job too. It was I was bugging out. I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't really see nobody. That was a wild year.
How would you say like the process, like the 2-pack process? How do you feel like that differed from your like process beforehand, like your attempts at making an album process?
I finished songs like I finished the idea of the song, and like usually like when I've tried to make an album, I would like make a beat and then I would at least get a good idea going, and then kind of during that time I felt like the good idea was enough. Like that's the song. Like, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't finish songs. It was like I was kind of like putting a block on my creativity, because like I didn't want to go too far, and like I didn't. It's like almost like I didn't want to learn too much about myself at the time. Like almost being afraid of like my creativity a little bit, like how far it could go, and like and I can understand that now, because like I'm very headstrong about my shit, and like I get a little, when I'm passionate, like sometimes I get angry, or I get like dismissive, and like I know I could disappear when I really want to cook up some shit, and like so I knew that at the time. So like thank you to younger me for like being able to like understand who I am. But like yeah, like damn, I lost my train of thought. Fuck.
Wait, let me follow up. Was there any part of you that was like bugging out because when you were making a song, you were trying to figure out where it was going to fit in the scope of a greater project, and you were
exactly. I would usually, like the first projects I made, like I only made enough songs for that project And like that's how I tried to do it every time. That's how I did it for this one too. But like it worked this time because I was finishing songs. But like because I had like a complete project in my head and like I had a complete project in theory right in front of me, like I thought that was the same thing, but I wasn't getting the feeling from it. So it was just hard to finish them shits. I don't know. I don't know. It was difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I've always heard of like creative people who are like map it all out and then started. I'm like, that doesn't sound fun at all. Like,
No, no,
quit
it's not.
that. Like, and so when I was like in writers groups or whatever, I used to just be like, just start writing, run as far as you need to go, and then stop and start editing it and figuring out what it means after that. You know, don't put pressure on yourself in the middle of that moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't super into editing either. I think that was the thing. Like I just wanted the shit to be done like one sitting.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh shit, y'all froze. Oh damn. Okay,
That's an
cool.
issue.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. If you
I
yeah.
even
Editing is something you have to grow to love, I think.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely enjoy editing a lot more now because it's like it's fun to build a world, you know? Like that's kind of how I intended myself to be when I got started. And like now it feels like I care enough about my art and myself to like really want to build a whole like planet around my shit. So like yeah, it feels a lot different now because at first like I kind of felt like I am the world. Like what the fuck what do I need to like,
Yeah.
what more could I give? You know what I mean? And I don't know. Like I got better at explaining myself without saying it and like more so like showing it. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I'm very happy for you because you released 61,265,147
Mm-hmm.
is an album ass album.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is an album ass album. And like I said, I first listened to this while I was in Belize and I couldn't make heads or tails of it. Couldn't like I didn't hate it. Like there was
That's
never
the
a moment
wrong.
where like this is whack. I was just
Yeah.
what is the angle on this? I don't get
Mm-hmm.
it's just like all over the place. And this is definitely an album that goes from joke to I miss this person who passed away
Mm-hmm.
to will I ever get the right haircut kind of things
Mm-hmm.
like all swim together. And so I was searching for a thread and I was like, no, man, this is
Mm-hmm.
eventually I was like, no, that's what's cool about this. There's like a threaded threadlessness. That's how this works.
Yeah, that's almost like how it's intended in my head because like I don't have like a straight thread. Like I can't be the same person 2 days in a row. I wish I could. I really wish I could, but I can't. And like I have to I kind of have to ride the wave of like who I am at a moment's notice and it shows up in rapping like I could write something serious, but then like if a joke comes up, like I almost can't avoid the joke. Like if the joke comes up and I try to write around it, then it's like it starts to like just sound like kind of word like jumble or whatever the fuck. But like kind of going through the joke, it helped me realize that like joking is like part of like how I process trauma and how I process just daily life. Like comedy is like one of my favorite things in this world. And I try not to make the songs like funny songs, but like I intentionally like make it deceptively funny almost.
Right. That's dope. I mean, that's interesting. And you could hear that, Kay, right? You could hear like just steering into where your thoughts are.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta you just go with the flow
Mm-hmm.
and let it take you where it's going to take you, and you don't try to And I feel like you writing songs is like almost akin to like your album creation process as well. Like it's very similar in regards to the two, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point. It was like the songs feel like individual fractals of what the album is. Almost like the album itself is like, oh man, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just talking at this point. But yeah, no, I definitely I feel exactly what you're saying, because it feels like if you zoomed out into the full project, it's like it could be one song, you know what I mean? But then you go into like this song, then there's just like there's this element of it, and then there's this element of it, and you saw that when you're zoomed out, but when you get back into it, it's like even the intricate details have the same aspects as the broader picture of the album.
Yep.
In my opinion. I don't know
That's
if
awesome.
like you're supposed to say that about your own album, but
it's cool. I mean, so and Kay, was there any part listening to this album? 61,265
61 million.
Yeah, well, I just
what is the significance
of the number?
The numbers. So I can't tell. So okay, so 61. So 612. That's the Minneapolis area code.
Okay.
And then 651 is the St. Paul area code, and then 47 is a mystery number that I gotta keep to myself.
Okay.
I know that pisses niggas off, but I can't do it. I can't do it. I have to keep it to myself until
I got most of it. The no, but it's that I was gonna ask you, Kay, listen to this. Was there a song like where you started to feel the album coming alive and like really owning itself and gaining steam? Was there?
It's funny because I love the intro and Now Together.
Yeah.
So that intro is very like I mean, it's attention grabbing. It's like, oh, okay, this is interesting. I haven't heard anything like this in a long time. Like in terms of the mix of jazz, like jazzy elements, as well as like, I don't want to say boom bap hip hop, but you know, like that type of hip hop. And then it went to Kobe Year, which was kind of like a little bit different. It wasn't in that same jazzy vein. Twitch channel was kind of out of that vein. I think for me, I think I loved Montreal Jazz Fest Stripper.
Yep.
But I think the album really hit its stride for me at Odd Main Akins.
Odd Main Atkins.
Yeah.
Atkins. Yep. My boy Killbot.
That's when the jazz elements started to like kind of come back in more prominently for me, and that's when I felt like that stretch from Odd Main Atkins, Not a Scam Likely, Two Best Buds.
Oh,
that Mike with the mic. Mick with the
Mike with the mic. That's my music mentor. That's if Big Mike watches this. Shout out Big Mike. I love you and I miss him.
And then MC Supernats, Identity Crisis Hotline, and Green Line Shot.
Yep.
Yeah. That is a run and a half for sure.
I mean,
Odd Main Atkins feels like a that shit does feel like an anchor. Like
definitely.
Like it needed to be in that spot, and that's a full clap. Like that's not my beat, and Kilvon is on the second verse. It was like kind of at that point I knew I had to have like someone else's like elements in here, because like this, it's like a personal album, you know what I mean? I want it to be very like man with a guitar type feeling, like I'm like recording my guitar on a tape recorder and I'm so cool and funky, but like, and then like I don't know, somewhere in there I was like, but I'm still a rapper, and I want to rap with people, and I want to rap on someone else's beats, and that's almost like bossa nova. I feel like that.
Ooh,
that Odd Main Atkins beat.
Yeah, I loved that beat. That's when it really, because like you said, I wouldn't say it was all over the map, but like you said, you were going kind of with the flow, and so your mind was here, and you were following the flow. I think for me, like the focus really started with Odd Man Atkins.
No, I won't I won't deny that, because the first two songs, they're kind of more lighthearted, almost intentionally. Like, I think they're both storytelling songs, but like they just feel like songs. And so like the first two, it's like, okay, I'm kind of just listening to like a random project, and like, but when you listen to the album again, you could come back to those songs and see how they thread with the beginning. Like, I enjoy Deception so much. And that's kind of like, that is kind of like my purpose in making this whole shit, is like putting mystery in front of your face. Like, so it, like, first listen through sounds plain as fuck.
Right.
Next few listens throughs, it's like, whoa, what is happening? And it's like, that's my favorite shit. Like, I love albums that are really deceptive. Like, if you listen to, like, I'm sorry, am I talking too much?
No.
No.
It's an album that gets weirder the more you listen to it, which is the opposite of most things are shock you on the first listen and then you get used to them. This one gets kind of weirder as you go along.
Yeah, you say, what was an album that you felt like from a personal standpoint that really was like deceptive to you, that kind of deceived you in the way that you're trying to deceive the listener on this album?
Body High by Lucky X.
Ooh, I love Lucky X.
That's one of the best storytelling rap albums of all time. Granted, I'm a shitty rap historian, so don't take my words on that. But when you listen to Body High at first, it kind of just sounds like a cool guy on really funky beats, right? But then you listen to it again, this man is describing his life. Like, every bar is visual, and you could, like, if you listen to fucking I forgot this the song where he's talking about a witch broom, where he's talking about this, like, I can't remember, where he's like, he has that phone call and shit. It's like, this shit is so, like, you think it's a regular rap album until you actually listen to it. It's like, no, that shit is, that boy was writing stories.
No, Lucky X was one of the ones, like, one really important. I remember when he broke and I was writing about it. I was like, this is a huge deal. No, it's but okay, I wanted to make the case. I think this album enters its final form in Montreux Jazz Fest Stripper. Because to me, that is where the jazz elements become unignorable.
Yeah.
It's like a real prominent horn that is just like laying in the background and fits with the flow so well. And that's where you start to weave the silly and the personal together. Like, so when you're talking about the first few songs, I got some new, out to Rohan Rap Music Plug podcast. He recommended these Sennheiser earbuds. I got the Sennheiser earbuds from Hanukkah gift cards. I was showing my son. I was like, here, listen. And I put them in his ear and played Kobe Year. He was playing Kobe Year, and he just started laughing uncontrollably. He's
Is it because the headphones were so good?
I mean, it's probably just the Love Ulysses experience. Just enjoying the Love Ulysses experience. So there's just something that's very, like, prominently, articulately entertaining about your delivery on the surface. And so by Montreux Jazz Fest Stripper, you start to realize that there's a lot more underneath that. And that you're gonna have to listen.
Yeah, that song was like my best, like, R.I.P. Ferreira impression. Like,
okay.
I was definitely listening to him way too much the week that I made that song.
Yeah.
I think that song was like, when I made that song, I thought that was gonna be like what the album was gonna sound like. Like, I thought it was just gonna be a bunch of jazzy songs, just because, like, listening to R.I.P. like helped ground myself so much, like, in making music and like making and being myself in the last year, that I thought I was just gonna make like a fucking not a tribute album, but just like something of that vein, you know what I mean? And but I think that's how the fractals come and play again, because it's like that song sounds like it sounds like that way because I guess somewhere in my head it was intended for the rest of the album to sound like
Right.
this is where the jazz comes in. Now it's all jazz, but like the experience of the album is jazzy itself, even though not every song is jazz.
Right.
And yeah, that song informed a lot of decisions that were made in the rest of this album.
And it ends up being a sign in the middle of the road saying there will be jazz here. You know,
Yeah,
expect some jazz here. You know,
yeah, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, because it's funny because I listened to it once, the album full through all the way, and then Dan sent me over. He sent me over the Lucy's that you released. I think that's what they call it, like the single tracks you released throughout 2022.
Yeah, with Griff. Yeah.
So I listened to LBB, Friendly Song, and then Big Odd Dog. Big Odd Dog.
Big Ed Dog.
Big Odd Dog. Yeah. And so it's funny because like listening to the album, I thought, okay, these were going to be like jazzy, like but I heard the singles, they were nothing like that. And it kind of ties in. Now that I hear about you kind of liking, not to deceive the listener, but keep them on their toes, I guess you would say. It makes sense.
Yeah, it's almost like I think it's also part like I think I'm still figuring out what I sound like too, but like it's almost like making a monument out of a monument. I don't know if I want to use that word, but like making it okay to like find yourself, but also full send every idea that you have, and like, and that's the thing about like being a human. Like being a human is not being ill all the time. Like sometimes you trying something fucking awkward and like it makes it may not sound the best, but like it's almost admirable. And I think that's how I approach that's how I approach art in general, like rapping or like, either drawing or whatever. It's like the intention is to like show humanity, and not in like a inspirational post type of way, but like, in a way that people laugh at themselves for, or people get mad at themselves for it. Like people get mad at themselves for being lame, like being a fucking dweeb. And it's like you shouldn't be mad. You should be a dweeb. It's fun. It's fun as fuck. Like, and I don't know, like I guess that's where the joking elements come from, because it's like I know I'm like I guess my ilk is from rapper ass rappers, you know what I mean? Like I enjoy like barring out and shit, but I think them people like take themselves too seriously sometimes. And I don't know. Damn, I don't want to say that. That sounds rude, but like I got bored with like being that person, because it's like I can't scream or like make a weird noise because I'm on a drumless beat.
No, and I think the way to think about it, Kay, is that like I think because of the history of rap and how strong the personalities were of the people we grew up loving, that there's an expectation from the audience that a rapper is going to be a little bit like the lead character in an action movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to be able to depend on them to get you through it. There's going to be a Liam Neeson-ness or whatever, and like, and so Love Ulysses is like, nah, this is more like Inherent Vice. Like, we're gonna just this is a tragic comedy adventure, you know?
Yeah, and
So, yeah.
It's like another branch of like hip hop history, because if you listen to Bizarre Ride 2, like a lot of those songs are very serious. Like that, when I first heard that shit changed my perspective on how to write a rap song. Like Bizarre Ride, and then like the first Dell album, like a lot of those songs are like he's like making characters to explain a topic. Like Mr. Dabalina is just about like fake ass like rappers and shit like that. But it's like Mr. Dabalina is a character. But and then you got another song where he's just tired of people crashing on his fucking couch and is irritated. And he writes a song about that. Like or like yo, the one of my favorite like story rhymes is I Can't Go to Horace Man by Afro Man.
Oh yeah.
That is one of my favorite songs of all time. And you can't say that man's not going hard because he is. He just sound like a goofball.
No, I mean, you brought up Dell. I really love like at the wrong place at the wrong time, shit like that,
Mhm.
where it's just like, man, you should like we just shouldn't have been here. This sucks, you know.
Damn.
And
What album is that on?
that's No Need for Alarm. That's No Need for Alarm.
That
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out later.
And so there's another one with Both Sides of the Brain where it's like there's a body odor song about people who
Yeah, that shit was on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. That's
Yeah.
how yo Tony Hawk games like that shit influenced all the little like 20-year-olds y'all we exist in the same Twitter space with. It's because of Tony Hawk. Like I heard Iron Galaxy for the first time on Tony Hawk's Underground. I heard Madlib for the first time on Tony Hawk's Underground as a kid. I didn't even know what the fuck I was listening to.
And by the way, Tony Hawk might be my pick for one of the funniest like rich people alive because he's like he still dresses the same way he did when he was a skater.
Mhm.
And he's just like, I don't know, man, lucked into this video game empire. It's cool. It's not like he's like, I became this, singer or reality star. He just kind of kept with the games and he still dresses like a skater and he still skates and he's super rich. It's really funny.
Humble dude too.
For real though, he's really humble. Like I think what's ill about Tony Hawk, like I think growing up and finding kind of not seeing him as Tony Hawk, but like just like admiring him as like a skateboarder. Like he's like super ill. Like he's not like the usually when you have the face of something, they're like they're just like they have all the pioneer shit, and it's like they're the first people to do the shit. But like if you see that man go, it's like damn, this is like these are like clever tricks. These are really clever and like fun to watch, even though he's like old and shit. Or he's like 40 or something, 49, 50 or something.
No, it's wild.
He keep breaking his femur. He need to stop.
That's probably why that's probably why he's so humble. Is he's just like, by the way, I'm a Michael Jordan of this shit, and I don't have to really, put on
Except
a show.
He still does it.
Yeah.
I don't know what Michael Jordan does. I don't know basketball. I'll just enter the realm that I don't know how to make it out of. So we just gonna change the topic.
You're right. It's interesting because when you bring up Tony Hawk, I think Tony Hawk was really the how do I say that? Like that it's interesting that you said so. Madlib was the first time you heard Madlib was in a Tony Hawk game.
Yeah, it was specifically Quasimodo. It was Low Class Conspiracy.
Yeah, and I mean I think Tony Hawk was the gateway for a lot, like you said, a lot of the 20-something artists nowadays. I bet their gateway to hip hop was Tony Hawk.
Yes, actually, 100%. Like Tony Hawk I simultaneously got into skateboarding and like inadvertently got into hip hop at the same time. Like
wow.
That was how I heard The World Is Yours for the first time. Like that's like not to be cliche because I'm not like a fucking Illmatic like Bible thumper, but like I think The World Is Yours might be like my number one favorite rap song of all time.
Oh, for sure.
And that was where I heard that shit for the first time. And like when I went through a really long metal phase as a teenager, and then when I ended up back at hip hop, I realized all my taste was just the Tony Hawk games at some point.
Right. I mean, I get, and it was to go beyond this. I love that we're in the skateboarding portion of this situation. So I would say, because I had crew in high school who were like heavy skater people. And this is, like I said, old 1,000 years ago, before Tony Hawk, before all that shit, right? And they were circulating VHS skate videos, right? And and when I locked in, I was a hip hop kid. I locked in with these skater cats. I was like, man, these kids know hip hop. Like, they know shit, you know? And it was because of those tapes. Those tapes had Dell on, had hieroglyphics. Like, hieroglyphics has done interviews being like, yo, like, we got on because a lot of it because of these skate videos and the skate community embracing us.
Yeah,
VHS
skateboarding and hip hop are like damn near the same thing, almost like the region like influences the style. Fucking
yeah,
I don't know. It's like there's a competitive element to it, but like it's like mostly an art, and yeah, it's cool. It's weird how similar they are.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, and maybe there was just the communication was better because it was stripped down, right? Like rappers handing rap music to white America at that time in the late 80s, early 90s, white America's like, why would you treat a cop like that? You know, it was like that kind of thing. Whereas the skater people were like, no, I get this, you know? Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
It was a different thing. So yeah, it was, but yeah, it circulated a lot like that, and it created a kind of gateway, and there's a heavy black skateboarding community at this point. It's super dope, and there's that pathway is just totally clear and kind of always has been, but it's not as reported. I don't think people talk about it.
No, I don't think they do.
No. But the back to the album. So yes, but that is a great run, Kay. I think so the end of the album I started really fascinating, right? From 9 to 14 is just really fucking interesting.
Oh, I was like 14. I forgot there's interludes in that shit. I was like,
Is that yeah, no, it's really interesting. One of the things I wanted to talk to Love Ulysses about, because the way you described your process of like just leaning into your train of thought and doing that, how does that influence the hooks? Your creation of hooks, choruses, like the hook and chorus has to kind of do a lot of work to explain the song. And you figure out these incredibly interesting ways to do dynamic things with your hooks that change the story but are also catchy as fucking repeatable. So it's just really interesting. I'd love to hear how that weaves in with your process.
I think because like, well, one is like probably being an Aesop Rock fan when I first started to get good at rapping, and like he's amazing at like writing a convoluted ass song, and even though the hook may not make sense, still like on its surface you could kind of gain some grounding in that hook, knowing it's just like an extension of what he said, and like that it just matters to him like what he says, and that's ill enough by himself. I think for me, like a lot of times, like even though I don't write hooks that sound like verses, not that I'm opposed to those, because I really like those actually, but I feel like when I write a hook, it's like still an extension of the first verse. I think so. Like, because I have a hard time completing a thought. So like it almost never feels like no matter how long the verse is, I can't complete a fucking thought. So like the hook completes the thought, and then I realize like the hook is my realization, like, oh, I'm writing about this. And then the second verse is like, cool. I know
That's awesome. That's such a cool process. Yeah, and okay, do you have any favorite hooks on here where you're just like, wow, that was interesting?
You know, I did like the Kobe. There was a hook for Kobe year, if I remember correctly. Like I did like
Yeah.
Kobe. Yeah. But I just really like the jazz. Like my music sensibility tends more towards jazz, but
Mm-hmm.
I liked the hooks that had, particularly with Kobe Year, maybe even Twitch Channel, like that had the energy. It allowed you to exhibit your youthful energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. The energy is a big thing. Okay, I'm glad you mentioned it. My
Yeah.
favorite,
Yeah.
my favorite
Especially
hook.
with Twitch channel. Twitch
Oh
channel was,
yeah.
I'm sorry,
Twitch,
man. I didn't mean
Oh,
to
yeah.
you
cut you
no,
off.
you got to sell that. Yeah.
Twitch channel was like, that was like, I can't make a cool fucking Playboy Cardi ass song because I'll sound stupid. So like Twitch, the hook for Twitch channel, I think I was just playing, and then the no, that's so the reason the beat. If I ever release the instrumentals of that shit, uh, the beat under it is fucking V Gary V talking about Twitch channels or whatever, like a little vocal sample. And then when I was just playing with it while recording it, I was like, do something on my Twitch channel, something on my Twitch channel. And then I wrote a verse, and I can't remember exactly how I did that, but yeah, that one specifically was like a energy carrier because it was like
Yeah.
if it was like I finally get to have my little like 2016 SoundCloud Playboy Cardi moment when I'm still like rapping and shit. And I fuck with
Yeah.
that. I
That's
fuck with that
awesome.
pretty hard.
Yeah. I mean, for me, the energy on the choruses like hits a real peak with dancing sticks. Like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fucking singing that goes all the fucking way. Like it there's a thing I quote from my wife all the time, which is like she was when singers are singing and she gets mad when they don't hit like an apex, right? They're building and it doesn't build anywhere, right?
Yeah.
It
It's
just
like
kind
you're
Mhm.
and so she's like, you got to pay this off for me.
Yeah.
And man, that song pays off like a motherfucker. I enjoyed it.
damn, thank you. That's the song. Technically, I feel like that's the first song I worked on just because I had it in 2021. I think I had it during the the two-pack sessions, a little dirty.
Yeah.
During the two-pack times. And I had the verses first, and then I only had the melody for the hook. And then kind of when I was just in finishing songs mode at the top of 2022, um, I don't know, I finally found the words for that shit. And um I think in that song, like I think some hooks just like um are just affirmations for me. And I think with that hook, it was like it was interesting to write it from a perspective of like if like these these people that like that kind of know me inadvertently or like or kind of like are of my service, you know what I mean? Like that we're like a symbiotic relationship and then oh wow, it's kind of like a symbiotic relationship. So like
That's it.
so they realize like damn he's hurting, you know what I mean? So we
Right.
gotta like lift his arms and lift his head, and both of you get both his arms. And like it's oh my god, that is crazy. It's I don't know, like I try not to get too ethereal with the way I speak because like I feel like I feel like when people start talking about spiritual shit, especially on the internet, niggas gonna like count you out as like a rocks person. It's like it's not that. It's just like you know, I listen to my body. You know what I mean? And I listen
Yeah.
to like what I feel like I could recognize as God, and that was like that was like that was it right there. And I think the interesting thing about that fractal is like if my imagination is like gathering all these people to lift me up, and it's like and the song is a bunch of people and that hook is a bunch of people, but it's one person writing that and he's doing it for himself.
Mhm.
And that's an affirmation in itself, like to it's a testament to imagination, it's a testament to like you know doing right by yourself when you like Like that song is like not like I'm down bad right now. It was just some perspectives that I had. You know what I mean? And like even going back to get those times, even when you're writing out of curiosity, like you notice like, damn, my curiosity sounds really dark right now. And yeah.
No, it's and there's people that are singing and good singers, and there's people that are like chanting from their soul, and like nobody it took a long time, took years and years and years before people thought of what Elucid does as singing.
Yeah.
People were like, it didn't seem like singing to them, right? Because
Yeah.
it feels like reverberations of who he is in a way.
Yeah, I feel like Elucid is like, that's almost like the full experience of being like a vocalist. Like it's like equally like being great at rhyming, but like it's not like you're rhyming and then you're singing. It's like the rhyme just turns, like naturally apexes into a note, and then that note takes you somewhere else, and then you come back down to the rhyme of eventually. Or it's just he's very like sound oriented, and I think that's a lot of my shit is informed by how Elucid does his shit, I feel like.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
No, it's you are an if you consider yourself an underground artist, or don't. If you
Kind of, I don't know what the fuck I am.
I like the term underground. I still like saying it. I consider you one of the first, like, of a generation of underground artists who are beyond the singing versus rapping debate at all. Like, it's not a factor. It's not a
Bruh,
thing. Not,
I grew up on Drake.
So,
Yeah.
it's
when
fine. You've got
when
a
I finally
balance
got
thing.
into hip hop, my first, like, one of my first favorite rappers was Chance the Rapper. That's man.
You see, like it's funny because Dan and I are a little bit older, so now like when we're interviewing younger artists, we're gonna start seeing the influence of
The
we're gonna start seeing the
2010s.
influence of rappers like Drake and Chance in the younger generation. There's
Yeah.
always like a delay in terms of influence, you know.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that shit today. Like I was playing a couple songs from Chance's first album today. And like
Was
and
it
I was
Acid
like,
Trip?
acid rap.
Acid
So
Rap, yeah.
I guess technically first album, but their second album, but I don't
Yeah.
know. But I was playing that shit, and then by the time I got home, I was like, oh, this is nostalgic for me. And then I thought about like how old I am, and then what I kind of do in my life outside of work. I'm like, oh, I'm a 2010s baby, kind of, when it comes to hip hop.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's weird as fuck.
I mean, and it's interesting to me because like this website, Free Music Empire, starts in 2010.
Damn.
So like while you were being informed by it, I was developing my ability to write about music to it. So that music is just as important to me. Like,
bro, that shit is a whole renaissance. I know I'm young. I know I'm young and stupid, but I think I will argue to the day is dark that the 2010s is a second golden era.
Oh.
I don't know the counter argument, right? Like Kendrick is a 2010 mixtape baby, like period.
Bruh.
You know, like
we got
Drake,
Kendrick, we got Arm & Hammer, we got fucking there's too many styles that came out of 2010 to now.
Cole, Rocky, boom,
it's too many. It's too many. Like niggas just stopped being the same. They just gave the fuck up. They're like, we're doing this is a renaissance. Like Flatbush Zombies. That shit makes no sense.
Flatbush Zombies is amazing, unbelievable.
Flatbush Zombies is like no genre. What's no subgenre? That shit does not exist in any other space time. You know what I mean? They only have one good album, but yeah.
Did I tell you? I didn't tell you. I always had in my head that if I ever had you on, it would be to talk about one album, because I felt like you were the only person that would love it like I do. And it was Flockavelli. I was like, I want to talk about Flockavelli, and I feel like Love Ulysses would do that for me.
I started listening to trap music and drill music again recently. Yeah. So yeah, I would love that shit. I started to become kind of snobbish because like I started to like question my morals and to just questioning my morals, you know what I mean? But like now I feel like I would love to listen to Flockavelli. That shit sounds fun.
A fucking classic because like I don't know. I love yelling rap. I love yelling rap.
Yeah. This should make me want to fight someone.
It's so cool to have because rappers are so cool all the time that it's so cool to have somebody just be like, "Ow!" and just go and just have fun with it. And the first few songs on Flockavelli, if you listen to him now, you're like, oh yeah, that's why he didn't become popular for a long time, because you couldn't keep doing this.
Oh my goodness.
You couldn't keep doing this. This is just too much. This is a punk album from the punk band that never did it again. Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, that's no, but that era is a big deal, and you know, I'll continue to rep for it because there was some of my favorite mixtapes and some of the mixtapes that really changed my life.
Yeah, that mixtapes.
They aren't ones that are big in the history books. They aren't like the G units. They're like Snow to Product, you know? It's different.
Yeah, that Priff like albums as a mixtape era was wild. Like that first like initial taste of like I can't remember if it precedes or like is after that one Beyonce album, but like you just get an album for free, and that's the era I came up in. Like, and so if you were listening to like I don't know if you know like Sesh Hollow Water Boys or whatever, like Bones and Xavier Wolf and them, but they would release an album every 2 months. So you get like cool little mysterious like 3-6 Mafia sound and trap music, and you can play that shit, and the songs be 2 minutes long, and you could replay them shits all day long, and it don't really matter because you're gonna get another album in the next month. That was good. That was a good time.
No, there's like, and that's why like Love Ulysses, the name of the site is Free Music Empire. The whole point was like you could build an empire on how good all of this is, right? Like you could. It's out there for free, and it's an entire empire of beautiful music. Like that's what hurt about losing Gangsta Boo. When Gangsta Boo passed, everybody was thinking about like early 236, you know, with her in the picture. I was thinking about the mixtapes because her mixtapes were amazing, and we were just repping them so hard.
I never got to listen to her mixtapes. I checked out a couple of songs. I went on a 3-6 kind of like Gangsta Boo phase like a few months ago.
Yep.
And I was checking out a couple of her shits. I was like, damn, I didn't know she kept rapping too. The thing that strikes me really hard about her passing this year is that like I heard Ballers by her and Project Pat for the first time last year, and that was like my song of the year, and it was strictly for Gangsta Boo's verse. Like that shit, that is one of the best verses of all time. Like I did the donut like that, donut like that. It's like what? And I'm sad to see she's gone.
She was cool, and she was an ambassador for that. She used to do interviews because like not everybody in 3-6 is approachable, to be honest. And so she was approachable, man. She was a normal person, and she could just roll up to the interview and be like, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're writing about tearing people's limbs apart." And she'd be like, "Yeah, I'm a horror writer. That's what I do. Like, I write so horror, cool. And it's cool, you know. And like, that's what I like to do. So it's just she was able to really express her art in a really interesting way. But yeah, it's But yeah, back to how you do. So it's in terms of, but yeah, how would you characterize the choruses, the hooks on this album, or how they feel to you, Kay?
Oh, me?
Right.
It's a, I would say it's a good blend of, as I said, you mentioned the word grounded a couple, I don't know, a couple minutes ago. I think that's a good way to think about how the jazz. I think you have so much energy. The hooks and the lyrics have so much energy. When you have, I think the jazz music is a good grounding for you. So I think it's a good mix in terms of hooks. You know, when you have like this jazzy music that's kind of grounding you, I think it does really well for the, like, best way to put it is here, this is the way. I don't know if you've seen the movie Aviator about Howard Hughes. They're filming a scene. They're filming like Hell's Angels, which is a movie about airplanes. So they're filming this scene initially, and Howard Hughes or Leonardo DiCaprio was like, "Yo, this doesn't look right. This doesn't look like what's wrong? Like what's wrong with it?" He can't put his mind, like his thumb on it, and then he comes to a realization like there's no clouds in the air. And what he was trying to say is, you can't tell how fast the planes are going if there's nothing in the background to contrast it with.
Yeah.
So I think you know, the jazz does, like, if you don't have anything grounding you, like the energy can be a little bit too much, like it's tough to digest. But when you have like that jazz music, or you know, that musicality grounding you, it really creates like a great contrast for your hooks to your to shine and whatnot.
Yeah, I agree. Like jazz is the context, but then like more popular forms of rap are like the bring it back home type of deal.
Right.
Cause yeah, I think that's what I struggled with for a while too. Cause like I enjoyed more, you know, quote unquote underground forms of rap that like I kind of wanted to. I was kind of embarrassed by the fact that I liked pop song structures and like about like just those structures in general. Like just a good ass hook is fun, and like I can't beat death grips all day. I, I just found out. I just realized last year I love death grips. That is great, but I realized like, but even they have like really good hooks between all the fucking chaoticness. So like jazz is for sure the context, and pop music is like the the homing element.
Right.
But it's interesting because like we've talked about contrast a lot, right? In terms of like usually, like let's say you know, think of DJ Premier Gangstar, right? The Gangstar thing is like, or especially J. Rue the Damages albums back in the day. It's DJ Premier experimenting, and the MC is the consistency, right? Like that's the person you're gonna, you know, the beat might be dripping water, but he's coming with bars, right? Over the dripping water. So yeah. So it's, but with you, you are the mayhem, right? Your voice is the mayhem.
That's funny.
The beat doesn't have to be chaotic. You are
Right.
right? So the beat, if the beat is too stable behind you, it feels like it's not on mission with what you're doing.
Yeah, I can't make a good song on like, I've heard like really good beats, like great beats. I can't, bruh. I had on the 2-pack shit. I feel like 2-pack 9, fucking Wino Willies gave me like really good beats. He gave me great beats.
Yep.
I couldn't figure out myself on them for nothing.
Yep.
And then when you hear like Droog on them shits, it like makes exponentially more sense. And like, which like like in my head, I was like, man, I want my get back. But then I think about it and it's like, nah. I and it sucks because those beats are really good. They're really fucking good. I couldn't find myself on them.
So if you listen to 61,265,147, you can hear that like the beats are jazzy and boom bappy, but they're off speed. Like if you listen to the beats, you're like, this is this is an odd time signature, but that's right for him. Right?
Mhm.
That's right for what we're doing.
That's from like being like a prog metal dweeb when I was like a teenager. Yeah. That was kind of like I feel like my I guess to give the second verse of Two Best Buds some context, like I feel like as a kid, like I wanted to be a drummer. So like the way I do everything is like based on like noodling on the drums, but then grounding with like good songwriting at the same time.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Two Best Buds is my favorite song on the album.
Damn.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. I have not heard that yet. I thought people did not like that song.
And it took me a while to realize that this was your left and right hands, like in a relationship. That's awesome. But I just there was something about
it's low-key, so it's low-key a double entendre song. I don't know if I should give it away.
Give it away.
Well, no one's gonna know. So it's like it's a tribute to it's like a corny little tribute to like enjoying rapping, but it was like also a tribute to my music mentor, Big Mike. So it's like it's cute. It's a cute song. I like that it's cute. That's why I put it on the album.
No, and it's there's a and some of the words I could use to describe you might sound negative. They are not negative.
That's fair.
There's a childish energy to
Youthful.
Best Buds that
Yeah.
is beautifully you. And
Yeah.
that makes sense.
It's like I feel like that song was like kind of like a nursery rhyme kind of on purpose because it was like I think the moment I felt the moment I was able to like contextualize hip hop was like for like what it does for people and what it does for me and shit. It's like listening to like old 80s shit and like people like to make fun of that shit. It's like people were rapping like this and rapping like that.
Yeah.
But like that shit was rocking the party. And like it's fun and funny to kick a simple rhyme. And like that just brings it back to like kind of like a family feeling. Like like every black family, every family, but like especially black families, like we kick rhymes together just as a default because it's like funny to do. It's like funny to do the dozens. It's funny to like my older sisters, Tasha and Taylor, they were the first rappers I knew because they could freestyle and when we was kids, and I could not freestyle, and I still I won't say I suck at it now, but anyway, they were fucking ill at it, and they were just being my big sisters. So it's like that. Two Best Buds is like a testament to like how human rapping is, and it's cool. It's cool. The human sounded really head ass. I don't know if that was the word I was looking for, but
no,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, it definitely has that energy. In terms of the bar work, in terms of the writing, the one that floors me the most is Who I Said.
Oh wow, that's another one no one has said. That's crazy.
Number 11. I love Who I Said. That always blows me away. I'm just like, damn, there's a lot in that song. Yeah.
I was fucked up when I wrote that up. Not like drugs. Why I did not think I was gonna make it out that state of mind when I wrote that song. that was a scary day.
Yeah. No, it's real. It's
Damn.
fun. It's a hell of a song. Kay, do you have any favorite songs on here?
I mean, definitely Montreal Jazz Fest. I'm just Montreal Jazz. Sorry, I'm trying to get the full title.
That's okay.
Montreal Jazz Fest stripper. How did I forget the stripper part? I really did love that the run from Montreal Old Man. I loved Old Man Atkins, and then I liked Green Line Shorty.
That's my favorite one too. I love Green Line Shorty.
Yeah, I mean that middle stretch from 4 to 10 to me is like really really great stuff. Even the interludes.
Damn, thank you. Damn,
Kill
that's a long stretch too.
Kill Vanguard shows up on this album.
Bruh, he just bodied me again like 20 minutes ago. We finished the song. That man is amazing.
comes in like I don't know, like Captain Marvel in the movie, just like smashing shit. Like,
bruh,
the way that verse ends with the dead father's phone number, like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Man?
Bruh, I feel like Kill Von, I don't think I realized what the song was about until I got to Kill Von's verse. Like, that song is very much about just like, I don't know. I don't have the words for it, but like that, the father element being like the grounding common thread between the two. Like, we've made a few songs together so far, and that's like my favorite thing about what Kilvon does, and like what I admire about him so far with like making jams with him is that like he not only like writes something to serve the song, but it's like he already has an experience with what the fuck I was saying. And it was like, how the fuck did you do that? That boy is amazing.
He seems to have like a poet's sense of organization.
You
know,
100%.
Like a poet is giving you the line, but is giving you the line that's going to stamp the subject, right? Like they know what the mission is of whatever they're doing. So Kilvon be, an assassin with
Yeah. That's perfect. That's perfect wording.
Yeah. It's amazing, and I really look forward to the Jason Griff album. Hopefully, when you get that full project going.
Yeah.
So putting this out, the reception of it, like in terms of going from the 2-packs. By the way, here's my pitch: you take all the 2-packs, you put them in one, and you release it under the name Tupacalypse. Then.
Okay. that goes hard.
So,
if I put all those songs into an album, I feel like only 5 of them shits would make it.
That's fair.
Damn, wait, no, I don't want to do it. I'm not. Damn, that just made me sound like all those songs are bad. They're not. I
love those songs.
Yeah,
they're great.
Yeah, they're good songs. They're good songs.
But it's so I would say it's so it's really interesting, and like the album, you go from the 2-packs and like finding yourself to this just album that dropped at the end of the year. How are you feeling in terms of people's relationship to the project and it helping them figure you out?
I feel seen, you know what I mean? Like, to use like therapist terms, I watch a lot of therapy TikTok, and I got a therapist, so I'd be talking in therapy sometimes. But
cool.
I feel seen. I feel like people are listening to it, and it makes me feel more confident and like just trying whatever, because like I thought I was kind of worried that because I wasn't like barring out for real on this shit, that I didn't think people were gonna like it, but then it just, the way people are receiving it, it like it just made me excited to just write songs and like to really be myself. Like
Right.
part of the pressure for like the making a first album was like it's like there's a lot more eyes on me compared to like the last time I released like a mixtape or whatever.
Mhm.
And like I I like being a ass rapper, so I wanted people to know I could rap, you know what I mean?
Right.
But every time I tried to make those songs, they didn't sound good. So I when I made this shit, it's like damn, people fuck with me even just being a
Well,
dweeb.
but
That's
don't
cool.
I don't want I want you to downplay it. But so what you're able to do, this is just my opinion, is take the rapping and put it within a context silly enough for you to enjoy it and have fun with it, right? Like
Yeah,
battle
yeah,
yourself while you both sides of you are just clowning your own activities. Like
yeah.
that's a very Love Ulysses thing, right? It's still full of jokes, it's still full of sorrowful digressions. It's a
Hmm.
funny concept, but it's still rapping ass rap. Like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I feel that way specifically about Green Line Shawty, I guess so. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that that song is like it's like a song ass song with a concept, but like the the basic idea is just like to kick a funny rhyme for like 4 minutes or whatever.
I had a
Yeah.
question. Did you have, like, looking at this album, it's a two-part question. Did you have any goals or intentions for this album? And then, like, looking back on it now that you've released it, if you did, do you think that you accomplished what you set out to accomplish with it?
Um yeah, my purpose of this album was just to like get reconnected with myself because I was definitely losing myself last year. And like um I'm from St. Paul and I ended up moving to Minneapolis and Minneapolis, Minnesota. I don't know if I said I'm from Minnesota, but um I moved to Minneapolis and like I live with I have a roommate, you know, I'm not living by myself. So like I took that as a means to like not like I'm rejuvenated just by having someone living with someone. I'm rejuvenated by being in a new space. And it was like, damn, this looks like an opportunity to like reclaim my body. And
Hmm.
and I took that and slowly but surely like it feels that way because like I I don't have to worry about making my first like my debut album in this space. There will probably be another debut album somewhere down the line, you know what I mean? But like
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to stress about that. I don't like I can enjoy making songs again. Like I don't feel like I have to be extremely far away from my friends because like I haven't put out an album yet. Like I that was like the hardest part. Like I had two jobs and shit and like I definitely prioritize like art over seeing people, which is it's not a toxic trait, but like sometimes like that's a lot. So like this shit was just like reclaiming my I just want to be a person.
Mm.
I got tired of like being a rapper and feeling like I need to be a rapper. Twitter was making me lose my fucking mind.
Right.
I just wanted to be a person, a full blown mistakes having weird smelling person.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that would
How do I
be
say that?
my kind of in conclusion of the thing,
Yeah.
right? Is that what's most I think reverberating from 61,265,147
Hell yeah.
is that it's it's given a light to a road that you can travel if you
Mm.
are black and not a singular archetype, right?
Mm.
If you feel weird as a black person growing up, you can have this album and hold it and love it. And like I started to see that with Trey. Like, I don't know if you know Trey on Twitter.
Yeah, that's the little homie. That's well, not he not little, but I love Trey. He cool. He cool. I fuck with Trey.
Trey fucking loves this album, and he fits in a similar vein. Like, he's just not. It's incredible. He's a very gifted MC, very gifted music writer.
Yeah.
But he on any given day, he's in any given place. You know, and that's. But it's so awesome. It's so cool.
Yeah,
so like,
it's honestly him liking it has like meant the most, because like, I don't want to put him in a box and feel like he's like, but like, if I could have had this album when I was like Trey's age, you know what I mean? Like, that shit would have meant the world to me. Or he made me realize like that shit would have meant the world to me. And I didn't realize what I was doing. I was just making songs, and it's like it made me feel good that I was doing that for someone else.
Absolutely. Yeah, people being able to see themselves in spaces where they just couldn't find a way in.
Can I ask y'all a quick question?
Yeah.
Did y'all listen to like the very, very end?
The whole album?
Yeah, like
the live show with the crowd.
Yeah, okay. I was just checking.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if.
Yeah, I've been all the way through, guys. So
I wanted to. I called out my own Easter egg, and I know I shouldn't do that. So never mind. Forget I said that. But,
no, it's great. It's great. I love that.
Is there significance to it? Is that how you just like to test people who listen to it, or was there like a reason by it?
It's like that's the reason, that to me, that very end piece is a reason to listen to the album again. Because that's my older sister too, but that's only one piece of it. It's like, it's you after you hear that shit, you have to play it again.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go full like literary historian on that end 15 seconds for you, if I can, because that there's so much meaning in that, right? Because on stage,
talk to him, Dan.
on stage, he's killing it. He's breaking it down. He's in rapper mode. It's bars, and this person is so excited, right? And excited to the point where it's like, it's not like, oh my God, I'm seeing a great rapper. It's like, that's my guy. Like, it's that kind of excitement. And the excitement bubbles up to the point where it is, woo, you go, Brandon. And then she goes, oh, sorry, love Ulysses, right? And there's a sense of like,
yeah,
I'm so proud that you got to where you are on this stage in this new place in your life. But I still remember and love the you that wasn't even getting there. You hadn't even gotten
there. Yeah. It's almost more, it almost adds more like knowing that's my older sister, because it's like, it's not only that it's not just that she saw someone who she knew, like she saw her little brother. And
right.
I think somewhere in there, like this album, like I guess maybe that end piece was like damn, I want to be someone's, like, I want to remember that I'm someone's little brother too. But yeah, I don't know.
That shit was incredible. Yeah, no, it's a perfect way for the album to end. What was the? Yeah, I mean, there's so many madcap moments that end. Oh, Teddy Brown is what I was thinking about. Teddy Phelan. The end of his album is him talking about a butterfly that has like landed on him in the studio.
Damn.
And he's just like, damn, a butterfly has landed on. This is fucked up. And it's like, it's just so cool. Those moments in hip hop are so special, where real life is just right there. There's no delay. You're in there. You're in that moment with that person. That's really fucking cool. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. The human element, like to go back to what you're saying, the human. It shows the human side.
Yep. No, It's a big deal. But that would be my conclusion. Listen to the album all the way through.
Yeah.
But going to recommendation corner, love Ulysses, and I could go 9 deep on this. I have been madcap over this series of I've been listening to fucking everything. So, but part of this is I've been reading Raekwon's book, and it's really fucking good. So there was a point where I listened to 61,265,147, a 1-to-1 mix with Cuban Links 2.
Damn. Hey man, that's unfair. Don't do that shit.
And I'm here to report they are very different projects. But it's very good. But yeah, the book is amazing and everybody should read it. It's really good. But we have booked like an MC who's so good that I'm sweating occasionally thinking about it. By the end of this month, we will be talking to Illogic.
Damn.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Bro,
Illogic is
Super Duty Tough Work. That shit got me through like 2018 to 2019. I love that fucking. But also Illogic verse. First time I heard Illogic was on Labor Days. That boy went fucking nuts. That boy was fucking crazy.
Nuts. And it's so like I guess I was always a Blueprint fan. I always loved Blueprint. I always loved the kind of Smash Mouth style. I really can't wrap my mind around Illogic at that point because he's such a very introverted, kind of calm person.
Mm-hmm.
And this new album, The Transition, really cracked it for me. And so I've been doing the history, and holy shit, man, Celestial Clockwork. Woo!
Yeah, that's like his magnum opus.
Oh, that shit is wild, man. And Capture the Sun with Blockhead. I mean, geez, these so many great projects. But also, to add in, I'm on my third recommendation, Kay. Indica Music by AJ Suede just dropped an album which is dope.
Damn. Yo, that what was that album? 100 Year Darkness.
Oh my god.
That shit goes fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just
This
nuts.
one's totally different. He's still rapping his ass off, but it's a different color, different flavor. I just love that about him. I think it's really cool.
He raps like machinery, but like that machinery is like run by water.
He would love that. He would love that metaphor.
Bro, that shit is that nigga go crazy.
If AJ Suede
what?
If AJ Suede was a movie character, he would be the T-1000 from that second Terminator movie, the liquid metal Terminator. Like
he would be like the first T-1000 to like gain full sentience.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, incredible. And of course, we've all been talking about Sauce Waka and Ghetto Gospel 3, which is fucking beautiful.
Oh shit! Oh, do I get to recommend albums too?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna get.
Absolutely.
I've got one more. I'll leave one more after that because and one more. Timepiece and Link Lone did an album together called Psychological Damage. Timepiece is so good. He spends a lot of his time mixing and mastering for other people. His beats are so good, and he understands artists and really works with artists. This is some of the best production of Link Lone's career. It's such a really good project. I had to listen to it again. It's really cool. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with those as my basics. I'm not gonna go full 9 deep, but yeah, I've been really enjoying it. Yeah, Kay, what do you want to recommend?
No recommendation so far this year. This one's like a slow week. So.
Oh, is this supposed to be new albums?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, I'm not ready. Y'all keep talking.
No, Kay's been busy buying off-brand MAGA hats and has not been able to music.
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn, so I just plugged my homies. Hey, listen to OK Nice's new EP.
Oh my god,
That shit is good as fuck.
Oh my God.
That shit go crazy.
Okay,
Okay,
nice.
nice. The things okay, nice. Does
Okay,
to
nice. He low key discovered me.
That's awesome.
Very
mean,
low key.
The things okay, nice does to himself on a song. Like there are some like things that I see in life that are so sad that I'm like, that's like an okay, nice song. You know,
Yeah. Damn.
an honest like if you see like I don't know a cat struggling through the cold, I'm like, it's like an okay, nice song.
Damn.
But an honest moment on that. So
Yeah,
sun can't fix it. Jeez.
bruh. First time I heard Cope, I almost punched somebody, almost punched a random person, almost punched him in the chest on
Yeah.
purpose. But I didn't because I have personal constraint.
Good.
What's the name of the new album? What's the name of it?
Damn,
The
sun can't fix it.
Yep.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, listen. I mean, I don't know. I guess the audience we're talking to, they probably listen to his album, but like those two in contrast is like me and Okay Nice are kind of the same in that like you can't really pinpoint what we got going on, you know what I mean? Because like once one album is like this, and then like another album is like another way. Like if you listen to Chris's like old, I didn't mean to say his government, but if you listen to Okay Nice's you know, old EPs and shit, like if you listen to Callous compared to like his first album, it's like that boy does everything. That boy does everything.
Really smart, and
Yeah.
the album before The Sun Can't Fix It, I listened to that so much. It's just beautiful. Like I told him that it's an album about depression that you can play basketball to.
that's funny.
Oh,
That's fair. That's
What was
fair.
it? I gotta find the name. Oh yeah, it's Have You Tried Being Happy? Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, cool.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
yeah.
that album made me get my shit together. I realized like I've been Okay Nice's friend too long to not have an album, and like him like having an official one. Like I remember the day I met him, he handed me fuck, oh, I'm a bad friend. He handed me his first album. And I was like a little 19-year-old kid, like, oh my God, a real rapper gave me an album. So I just took it and brought it home. And now he has like an album. It's like, oh shit, I'm on a vinyl because of my friend. That's cool.
That's it. Yeah, you killed it on that. Appreciate it, man. It's a great recommendation. If you have any more, certainly open.
I know. Listen to I Think I've Lost It by Kill Von Guard.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an important detail. That album was like the switch. I was like, oh, I'm ready to make the greatest shit of all time. Like as soon as I heard that shit, I was like, I got tired of being a sad sack. Like right then and there, it was like this album is amazing. Like it informed like it like revitalized me wanting to be a rapper or artist or whatever the fuck. That shit. Listen, here's a random one just because I really like this album. Listen to Nothing by Meshuggah. That's just good as fuck. Yeah. That's all I got.
It's awesome.
Okay.
No, Kill Von Guard has the power to like give his mood to you. You know, just be like, yeah. You know, it's really good. Really powerful.
Yeah, it's like, bruh, I don't know. I don't have too much to say. I don't have too much to say, but like,
that's cool.
But it felt like, I think the reason why I feel so honored to rap with him, because like if I was like a teenager and I heard that shit, like right now he's my favorite rapper. But if I was a kid and I heard that shit, I would be trying to be Kill Von Guard. So the fact that he wants to rap with me is like I could not be any more thankful and like honored. Like that shit is mind blowing to me.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, and I can't wait for the relationship to continue growing. It's great. Shout out to that. It kills. But a little bit. When we did our part 2 of our yearly wrap up, we went hard on the list cycle. We do every year. We broke it up into 2 episodes, 50 to 26, 25 to 1 best albums. of the year, and 25-1 because our guest was Dylan Green of Pitchfork, and it was like,
damn,
Dylan Green's dope and just so tuned in. It was like 3 hours long.
yeah,
It's like Drink Champ sized, and I was like, oh shit, no one's gonna listen to this. And we've got a bunch of views, man, on that on YouTube. Shout out to everybody showing real love on that and just really enjoying it, and I appreciate that. And yeah, no, super dope that people are tuning into that shit. That's wild. Appreciate everybody. Take it in chunks if you need to. Yeah, but yeah, January is loaded. Rapping ass rappers all month.
Yeah. Oh, my birthday. I'm turning 25 this month too. That's not important information. I don't know why I said
No,
that.
that is.
But,
yeah.
But I'm turning 25 this month.
Yeah.
Hell
Happy birthday.
Yeah, that's a
I appreciate
old ass man.
the future. The future is love, Ulysses.
All day. Don't
What will tomorrow bring? What will tomorrow